Unit 5 first with David Rue, Sky 3 with Chris.
Tonight on a special PM magazine, we turn the cameras on ourselves.
Hiya!
Talk to him.
Come along as we discover what goes on behind the scenes of Charlotte television.
There's a great deal of competition.
Getting in the door is going to be the hardest part.
From the image makers to the news makers and the big business behind it all, we spend a day in the life of WBTV. Good evening and welcome to PM Magazine. I'm Sarah Van Allen.
And I'm Bob Lacey.
We have a special edition of PM Magazine for you tonight. One of our top requests has been to bring you the behind-the-scenes action here at WBTV, and tonight we're going to follow through with that request.
It's called A Day in the Life of WBTV. We have picked one specific day and taken 4 different camera crews to cover whatever happens here at Channel 3, in the halls, in the studios, and out on location. So, for the next 30 minutes, whatever happens, happens.
Car 24.
Contact Norfolk Southern Railway. Tell him to send a signal maintaining the whole route.
Early morning in the WBTV newsroom. Rachel Bagley, the morning news anchor, makes last-minute script changes before air. It's all quiet now, but soon this place will explode with activity, noise, and people.
Morning.
Every day between 6:25 in the morning and 11:30 at night, the WBTV News Department produces nearly 2 hours of news programming with the help of almost 80 people, from reporters, producers, and directors to photographers, editors, and engineers. This is just the beginning of what could be a very busy day.
Push to my cure.
Good morning to you. I'm Rachel Bagley at 6:25.
How does that impact on you as a manager? That's a lot of money to
See all this gray hair? That's exactly how it impacts.
In his 5 years as WBTV's general manager, Cully Tarleton has experienced firsthand the growth of Charlotte television from a big business to an extremely big business. Not only are the stakes higher today than ever before, so are the pressures to have your station come out on top. Is your job harder now than it was 5 years ago?
Absolutely.
Why?
Lots of reasons. One is cable. There was a time 10, 15 years ago when if you watched television in Charlotte, you watched WBTV or you watched WSOC, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. But today I have 42 choices on my cable. Yeah, I don't have to watch WBTV all the time. I have other choices. I was just up in Morris's office and talking to him about this. I need to cover you on it too.
Which means that part of his job is finding new ways to attract a larger audience. On this day, he's looking into the possibility of bringing CBS's Night Watch program to Charlotte to do some shooting, an idea that could pay off with more viewers and higher ratings. This is his constant challenge.
It's frustrating to me that we can't get everyone and simply convince people that this is where they need to be.
What the heck's going on here?
Only 2 of these lights are burning.
All right, babe.
Okay.
By 9 a.m., the cast and crew of WBTV's Top of the Day have already started their countdown. In television, you live by the clock, and with the show only 2.5 hours away, there's a lot to be done.
Which I'm not going to have any space.
Maybe let's see that big one.
First on Top of the Day's agenda are 2 studio pre-tapes for the Top of the Day co-host, Barbara Stutz.
Wouldn't it be nice to have beautiful, professionally arranged flowers?
I do not stop when I get in this building running. I'm very rarely at a desk, at a telephone. And I like it that way. It makes the day go very quickly.
Got new experiences today.
While Barbara's in the kitchen cooking, upstairs executive producer Beverly Penninger makes last-minute script changes. Editing continues, and out in the field, the crew gets ready for today's live newsmaker.
By mid-morning, things are heating up in the newsroom.
That's what I'm saying. Should we take the same vehicle or 2 different vehicles?
Some reporters know what they'll be covering today. Others won't find out until the stories begin to unfold. All part of the daily uncertainty of what each news day will bring.
Do with it. Good pictures. Yeah, it is good pictures. I mean, how are they going to move it? Put it on a flatbed truck and drive it out of there?
Sports director Paul Cameron and crew already know their assignment. They'll be covering an ACC basketball conference in Myrtle Beach. And with the help of WBTV's mobile satellite truck, Newstar 3, they'll be able to cover it live.
What do we got here? Well, this is the truck, and inside you see what looks like a lot of complicated equipment, but it's really pretty straightforward.
Satellite news trucks like this one are revolutionizing local television, enabling stations like WBTV to come live from just about anywhere in the country. And to these guys, Myrtle Beach sounds as good as anywhere.
These are his golf clubs. You think it's a tripod. This is it. It's his 97 wood, right there.
And then we can point the dish at the satellite, and there's several satellites that we can use. We beam the signal off the bounce it off the satellite, and it returns to Charlotte, and so we can cover a story anywhere in the country.
If all goes well, that's exactly what will happen during tonight's newscast.
Want to see that?
With just 30 minutes till air, everyone involved with Top of the Day meets in the studio to go over the final rundown.
Really stay away from the anniversary stuff and try to stick with her.
Yeah.
She needs to speak to you about some props and stuff.
What did you say to make sure we did or did not?
Is that tough to do, to work on a news story and then walk right in here and you have two or three subjects to deal with?
You literally have to change your thinking from, oh gosh, somebody's got another car that didn't get fixed, to interviewing a guy about the latest in hairstyles. Your mind just...
Okay, everybody.
KY 560 base to Unit 5, looking for David Rue or Frank Turner.
Just before they're ready to go on, a major news story begins to unfold.
Okay, David, there's been a change of plans. We're going to go ahead and come back to you in the 12 o'clock cut-in.
Okay.
That's the live rundown. I can't...
They're calling for us at 11:30, so we're going to be really hustling.
It'll be live. Room at Unit 5. Live Sky 3.
On the ground.
That's us, right?
Yeah!
Reporters have been scrambled to the scene of an accident on I-77. An undetermined number of police officers have been injured. In the meantime, Top of the Day is about to begin. It's now a race against the clock to get the story on as soon as possible.
Unit 5 first with David Rue, Sky 3 with Chris, and then the hospital. Each time you will throw back to Rachel.
Okay, hello, testing 1, 2, 3. This is...
Unit 5, we need to see pictures as soon as possible.
So what's the strategy for handling this situation as far as what you have to do?
Right now, what we've got to do is get people in position as quickly as possible and make sure that the information that we're getting on the air is accurate.
Your information's inside, all right? We can't get inside, so basically we're at their mercy. That's why everyone is around here waiting. Stand by 3. And push 3, Mike Q.
It's 11:30, May 17th, and time for Top of the Day, and we're glad you're with us.
Assistant Chief Stone is now saying there are 5 officers involved, and one of them was taken to Presbyterian Hospital.
You have a witness that called in that said that she saw him
A friend of
leading
hers,
down
Suzanne.
Back copy. David, copy. What do you want? That's fine.
And
Good
Rachel.
morning, everybody. At this hour, emergency crews are on the scene of an accident on...
Rachel, again, you're looking at a live picture of one of the police cars that was smashed, literally smashed by an 18-wheeler coming on I-77. I-77 traffic northbound because of the accident is completely blocked off.
There's no roll cue.
Virtually flat.
Okay. Now we're going to go back to Rachel.
Well, Rachel, here's the latest little point of clarification. Earlier in the newscasts, there were some reports.
Go back to air, please.
It's like cooking hamburgers. You know, the faster the orders come in, you just cook a little bit faster.
Some days are very calm, laid back, and then other days, all hell breaks loose.
And 5 Charlotte police officers injured.
This is Channel 9.
The injured officers were loaded on stretchers and...
The components, when you use a lot of natural essences.
Ooh, boy, it was rough. We had to get here quick, set up quick, try to find a good way to get the signal out, and had to move the truck once we tried one location. It was rough.
but we got it. Yeah. One time.
Each day on WBTV, hundreds of what's known in television as graphics appear on the air. They're there for a reason.
There are so many other TV stations coming into the market now that it's important that people recognize WBTV.
Rick Fry is the director of WBTV's art department. It's his staff's job to create a visual image for the station. This includes everything from graphics and print advertising to designing the new news set.
And the first thing we did were sketches of the set, and then we went to a model so we can see the three-dimensional parts of the set and see how cameras fit in different areas and how people fit in the different areas. And you can see at this stage we weren't even concerned with color yet.
However, when colors were selected, it was a carefully thought out process. Colors were chosen to create a definite look and feeling.
We selected colors that are seen around the anchor on a tight shot to make the anchors look good.
Give me some examples.
Well, there's a nice brown color behind the anchors on the head-on shot to help create a warm image there.
While projects like the news set take months to complete, others happen in a matter of minutes thanks to the computer. Artist Helen Kessler is working on the graphic for this program.
Helen, when you get finished with this graphic, how many hours do you estimate it will have taken you?
This one probably would have taken between 3 and 4.
Before the computer, how long do you think it would have taken you to do it?
Forever.
In most aspects of television today, things can't take forever. They have to happen fast. TV stations are armed with numerous technical devices to make that happen. But these days, making it happen isn't enough. You have to make it happen first.
And it's our job to do it as well as we possibly can because we're vying for a viewing audience, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Bill Napier is head of engineering at WBTV. His job is to purchase, maintain, and stay on top of the latest technology that will keep WBTV competitive.
Base Sky 3. Folks like yourself come up with an idea. It's up to us to figure out how to do it, and it's just that simple. We're Make It Happen people, your idea people.
Making it happen takes big bucks. Millions of dollars are spent on satellite dishes, microwave trucks, and state-of-the-art sound.
Squeeze country crock on the corn.
When we invest money in equipment that makes PM Magazine look and sound better, that's an investment because we don't want the picture and sound to get in the way of the message, which is what you and Bob are bringing us every night. Okay, Sarah, this is Master Control.
Master Control is the nerve center at WBTV. It's the last link. This is where the final touches are put on, from what you see to what you hear, ensuring around the clock a clear message comes into your living room.
But this switcher right here, if I reach down and push one of these buttons, we'll have a lot of very upset viewers out there.
Let's try it.
Four police cars, one pickup, one tractor trailer, and 2 civilian cars.
And it just so happened by coincidence that it was in the
Slowly but surely coming together.
By the afternoon, the news department is regrouping from the morning's police accident. Their attention now focuses on other stories of the day and putting together the entire newscast.
Rock and roll.
Okay. And move the 60 minutes to...
You can move the 60 minutes.
Every day on WBTV, there are over 5 hours of commercials.
They're free.
But not television airtime. The bottom line on all of this translates to moolah. This is sales, the business side of television, where profits and aggressiveness run deep.
You start dialing for dollars.
Nearly $65 million are at stake in the Charlotte market. And with 5 stations and cable competing for a piece of the pie, television sales means hustle.
Got just a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of time to do it.
That competition is really getting fierce.
Getting in the door is going to be the hardest part.
This is the weekly meeting of the WBTV sales force. Today, they discuss strategy on increasing business by launching a new campaign. In all aspects for this department, success lies in numbers.
According to your planners yesterday, we've already got 30 appointments. Keep that up. That's real important. The more we make, the more we're going to close.
PM Magazine, crew number 2, rolling through.
Okay. Anything else? That's good. Back to work.
Thank you, sir.
When do you start feeling the stress?
There is no typical day in the life of PM Magazine. Because of the variety of stories, locations, and special projects like this one, every day is different, both for us and the viewers.
Well, we're back on schedule now. I don't know about you guys.
It's early afternoon, but already the PM staff has been covering this special project for 9 hours. Producers discuss strategy for the remainder of the shoot. By the time the cameras quit rolling, 4 crews will have shot over 17 hours of video, all to capture the daily life of WBTV.
That was in Channel 1.
Channel 1. The project is the first of its kind for PM Magazine. Executive producer Renata Joy.
We've gotten lots of mail and lots of calls from viewers wanting to know just what it takes to put on local programming on a day-to-day basis, so that's why we decided to do it.
In the midst of coordinating a shoot of this magnitude, our editor was in the process of finishing a show that would air in only a few hours. All of this was coming off the heels of another major PM project, a month-long series shot throughout the South.
Tonight, we're celebrating Spring in the South from Memphis, Tennessee.
This show will hit the air at 7:30. By the time it ends, the PM crew will be wrapping up shooting the first phase in this Day in the Life special.
Yeah, we got one. We got one. He's going to go live. We got a warning.
Moving to the uptown area, we've had some reports that some buildings are being evacuated because of the storm.
Suddenly, the weather turns severe. Reports of funnel clouds are coming in. The storm now has become another major news story.
Do you want to take the... This is great!
The National Weather Service in Charlotte has issued a severe thunderstorm warning that's effective until 4:15 this afternoon for Mecklenburg County. That simply means that severe thunderstorms are imminent. They're happening right now.
Weather here. It's been an incredibly hectic day for the news department. News manager Bill Foy meets with his producers to map out the final strategy for tonight's show.
And I'll put Roosevelt on Unit 5 just to chase weather.
The weather has become the lead story. Now comes the task of physically putting all the pieces together. In the meantime, 6 o'clock is approaching quickly.
So in the midst of all the confusion, folks have to keep working toward that deadline. Because it's 6 o'clock, the bell's going to ring whether we're ready or not.
It's interesting to see sort of everybody be part of one machine that's just sort of crunching out the news.
The main thing is keeping everybody communicating, everybody talking back and forth so that nobody misunderstands what they're supposed to do.
Indications yet if you have any power outages, any problems coming from this storm?
The art department goes to work on graphics. Just like the reporters, they sometimes only have minutes to get their work ready for air.
Much of the newscast probably won't gel until the last minute, and so things are likely to be changing even as we go on the air.
Kevin, you doing all right?
We're sounding.
Okay. You know you're the lead, right?
Yeah.
In the meantime, Paul Cameron and crew are getting ready for their report live from Myrtle Beach.
I'm going to create another ACC.
News is one thing, coffee's something totally different.
I can fix that date problem.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I think we had a lightning hit or something, and they all just...
I'll come back.
All right.
Gives me something to work on.
You don't want
Out of here!
You don't want it?
Boom. Right there.
Page 4, error or mistake.
As the editors are finishing stories, reporters head back to the field for live shots.
We're ready to set up our live thing here.
Sky 3 audio and video are good.
Hail was reported in southeast Charlotte. That's a storm.
Well, you know, there's nothing like a deadline to concentrate the mind. You know, sort of like a hanging. You've got to be done. You have no choice.
Stand by. I'm going to give you your information on your live shot.
Streaking across the sky, sending downtown workers. Are we having fun or what?
Good.
She's the tag.
Began to move south.
T. Moondogger. Hey, folks. Good Lord, look at that tie he's got on.
You'll say when audio's hot. Audio's hot.
Rock and roll. All right.
Thank you, Bob.
For the second day in a row, Mother Nature turns the Carolinas
Bob,
into...
the massive storm cell hit the Charlotte area with all the fury that a bad storm...
Smith joins us live now from Sky 3 over the scene of the wreck.
Well, Bob, 4 officers have now been released from the hospital.
So,
2 others are
so when we go back to her, we want to see...
Busy department at the time. We were pretty much.
Yeah.
So
What else was Charlotte pushing?
Well, certainly rent is a big factor. One of the other things, what could displace Charlotte from the run?
The good news is the really violent stuff, the very intense weather, seems to have ended, at least for this.
We'll be here at 11 o'clock with all the night stories. We'll see you then. Good night.
Good night. Do it. Roll it, take it.
Good show.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. Good show. Good show.
What is really amazing about that news segment you just saw on our show was the fact that we picked a day arbitrarily weeks ago to shoot this show. And it just happened to be on one of the heaviest news days they've had over there in a long, long time.
Just like in a lot of businesses, you have slow days and you have
That's
busy
right,
days,
yeah.
and we, as you said, really got lucky.
That's right.
One of the things that amazed me with that news department is with so much going on, news crews out all over the area, everybody pulled together, they seem to thrive on the pressure, and they get that news on, and it just worked beautifully.
Yeah, I've worked here for a long time, and I know an awful lot of those people you saw in our story tonight, and I know how they do their jobs individually, but to see them all work together, whether it's in the news department or engineering and even the salespeople too, it was fun to see them all pull together for the product that you see at home. And we certainly hope you enjoyed a day in the life of WBTV.